Great Spidey lets the arms absorb the nanotech from his armor on purpose so he can immobilize all the arms in lock mode. That's why in the prison his arms are closed, not open. That would be really cool. I like that theory. I haven't heard that before, Alpha Predator. I'm probably gonna steal it from you, not gonna lie.
And steal it, I am going to. This comes from my live podcast on Saturday called Culture Catch-Up, where we go live for about an hour and talk about the topics you guys are interested. You barrage me with questions, we have a fun conversation, and sometimes really awesome theories like this one are discovered. Now, it's very likely you guys already had this mindset. There were comments on this video already saying I thought that was pretty obvious. However, the way I had been looking to it, and I think a lot of other people have been looking at it up to this point, is that Octavius stole the tech because he saw what Spider-Man's suit was capable of doing, and he even said something in the teaser trailer we got yesterday about how they have competition.
Looks like we got competition.
And it really did just seem like he was taking it from Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was in need of a new suit. However, upon hearing this and re-looking at the trailer, there are two scenes in particular that make me feel like, hey, this theory actually has a ton of merit. One, based off of what the timeline seems to be here, and two, based off of Doc Ock's face and his claws during two different scenes which we're gonna go over. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk about all major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much, much more. I am your host, Chris, and of course, I want to give props to Alpha Predator, who brought this theory to my attention. I said I was gonna steal it, but not really. It was his original idea that I saw on the podcast, and thanks for bringing it to my attention. However, I've done a little bit of research, a little bit of digging, and I'm going to give both arguments. Is Octavius stealing, or is it being applied to stop him from using his claws? Let me know your thoughts at the end of the video. So, the first argument I'm going to go with here is Doc Ock was taking the technology away from Peter Parker in order to enhance and upgrade himself. First off, this was my original theory. This is what, when I saw the images of the arms with Iron Man's suit on them, the first thing I thought was he stole it from Spider-Man. And it's possible that this is still true. If you look back way into the original Spider-Man movie that Doc Ock shows up in, he's explaining the technology that these smart arms, which is how he explains it, is used by. And he says nanowires are injected into my body.
These smart arms are controlled by my brain through a neural link. Nanowires feed directly into my cerebellum, allowing me to use these arms.
So these arms are extremely intelligent, and one of the questions by the press or people involved during this event was, well, if the arms are so smart, what if they take over control? And he had created this chip, which we see later ends up breaking, and the arms take over and he ends up doing bad things. However, let's go back to nanowires and look at the technology of these arms. It's very similar to a form of nanotechnology from this part of the multiverse, Tony Stark's technology. So, assuming that whatever magical science ability these two geniuses used to create this technology was very similar, it's possible that his smart arms were able to identify that energy source that creates nanotechnology and absorb it. Because nanowires, nanotech, it's the same type of technology. Not only based off of the name, but what the equipment is capable of doing, which would help supply my argument that he stole the suit from Peter to enhance his own arms, or that the arms did it themselves, because we know that they're very, very smart. Smart enough to even act like Ultron maybe, and communicate with other circuits, other wires, and other nanotechnologies, absorbing it and bringing them to the dark side. Which was my original thought when we saw the picture that showed that they had Spider-Man's color, and then in the trailer we saw that they were being absorbed. And honestly, for me, it's a very compelling argument, and I could see Doc Ock getting an upgrade because just like Spider-Man getting several suit upgrades, people find that pretty exciting. People love to see characters get new suit upgrades. It's a good way to make the movie more fun and to get characters even more powerful. But when I heard about this other theory coming from Alpha Predator during my live stream, I did a little digging more into the trailer. Number one, when you see that he is stealing away Peter's suit, or that the suit is going onto his armor rather, you can see Doc Ock's face is something of surprise. Now, there are two reasons, and I'll be fair, why he could be surprised. Number one, he wasn't the one taking it. Peter Parker is using it to close his arms so that they can't open. Or two, the suit is being taken by the arms. So regardless, he's surprised because he's not the one that made it happen, the arms are the one that made it happen. And I think he'd still be pretty surprised even if it is to better his abilities. Because if his arms said, hey, we're gonna steal this guy's suit because it's pretty cool, it has arms like us and it has nanotech like us, let's just absorb it, Doc Ock's probably sitting there going, whoa, that's kind of crazy. But let's just pretend that he's surprised because Peter's doing it to close his hands so that they can bring him to jail. The timeline from the trailer seems to follow that idea. There's the bridge fight scene, and then Doc Ock goes to Doctor Strange's prison. And we know that this is true because the arms are red in the jail while he's there talking, or seeming to talk to Ned, MJ, and Peter when he's in the jail. So this happened after the bridge fight scene, so Peter did defeat him, and it really doesn't look like he was going to based off of what we saw in the trailer. He has him pinned up against the pillar, his suit's falling apart, and he even absorbs the energy of his suit. So it seems very unlikely to me that Peter would win this fight and be able to bring Doc Ock in. Now it's possible Doctor Strange gets involved and he's able to apprehend Doc Ock. Regardless, the timeline for when the suit gets absorbed to when Doc Ock is in jail does match up with the possibility that Peter's suit is what ends up apprehending him by going into the claws and immobilizing them and stopping them from being able to be used. Unfortunately, in the trailers we have available up to this point, we haven't seen Doc Ock in the final fight, so we don't know if he still has the spider suit on his claws or not. And I guess we're gonna have to wait to find out about that, because it's probably a pretty telling whatever happens to his claws here, or maybe he gets a pretty insane upgrade, and they don't want to reveal that just yet. The second part of this theory was that his arms were closed, not open, when he was in jail. So part of what the spider suit's technology is doing is actively keeping his claws closed so that he can't use them. And maybe it's even possible that they are cutting off the neurowire translink that is allowing the claws to take over Doc Ock's mind. Remember, Doc Ock's not a bad person. He is being overwhelmed by the power of the tentacles on his claws, and the smartness of the nanotech that he has is taking over control. At the end of his movie, he sacrificed himself and says, I will not die a monster, because Doc Ock is still a good person. So it's possible that the connection that the technicals have over him is also being shut down by Peter Parker using his nanosuit to stop the claws. Overall, I think it's a pretty interesting point of debate. I think we're all sitting here waiting for one of the biggest movies of all time, and anything we can talk about to get more excited for it, it's a lot of fun. This particularly was a really fun fan theory that I hadn't thought about, so I thought it would be fun to bring it to the channel and get your guys' opinion. What do you think? Did Doc Ock steal the nanotech from Peter, or did Peter use it to help capture Doc Ock? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Don't forget that we are doing a giveaway on the channel. All you need to do to enter for this Spider-Man collectible is subscribe to this channel and subscribe to the Cosmic Wonders channel. Make sure you're commenting on videos because we will be picking a random comment from the month of November for finding the winner. So good luck to you in that. Thank you for watching till the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one right here on Cosmic Culture.